We have a young man that's the chairman of the 4th District, and he is very enthused about the Republican Party, and I'm going to ask him to come up and make some statement about the membership or whatever. Okay? Greg Davis.
One thing, you're too tall. Well, like you said, I'm Greg Davis, and I'm very excited to be here tonight. Because this is the first time I've ever spoken in public at an event like this. It's a great honor. But at the beginning of this year, I had another honor. I was elected 4th District Chairman of the Union County GOP. I won by 2 votes. The fact was, there was only 2 people there, 2 votes. And that's why I'm up here tonight. You know, during the time of our founding fathers, Napoleon almost conquered all of Europe. And he had this to say about politics and revolution. He said, 10 men who speak makes more noise than 10,000 who sit in silence. That's true today. 10 men who speak makes more noise than 10,000 that sit in silence. I'm going to come back to that statement in a moment. But first I want to say that we take for granted this America that we love. You know, in America's history, she has almost ceased to exist many times. We had the Nazis. And some of the men that defeated the Nazis are right here tonight. We had the communists. And if we had not kept them in check, we would have surely fought World War III by now. Now we face another enemy. I'm not talking about the terrorists either. I'm talking about the socialists and the secularists. Or to put it in plainer words, the liberals and the anti-God crowd. These people will jointly transform our America as greatly as any foreign enemy could. In the next generation, the America that you and I grew up with is going to be washed away. History's shown us that in the 19th century, Great Britain's England was at the top of the world. In the 20th century, it was America's time. Now economists predict that the 21st century is going to end with India or China at the top of the world. Wow, how could that be? It's because we have got away from our work ethic and the capitalistic heart that made us masters of the world. If we don't keep socialism in check, then we are going to step down from the podium and the gold medal is going to go to the likes of China or India. During most of the last 60 years, the Democrats have had control of Congress. And during that time, we have seen taxes rise so high that America's mothers are now forced to go off to work instead of being able to stay home and raise their newborns. We've seen judges declare the Pledge of Allegiance in our school illegal. We see guns blamed for murder, while the true murderers are dubbed victims of circumstance. Prisons are now for rehabilitation instead of for punishment. Yet I know many moral people that don't agree with none of that. They don't agree with gay marriage. They don't agree with taking God out of our society. But yet when that Democrat in Washington says, I'll give you $5 more in your pocket, bam, they vote for it. And when they do that, they're selling out their morals. You know what? They're selling out your morals too. You see, the people that support those in government that are destroying our America, they're the problem. And you see, folks, that's where you come in. For every person you meet, for every person you gain influence over, you might change them. And that's one for the good guys. And we are the good guys. Right now we have soldiers fighting across the sea so that we don't have to fight the terrorists here. But because we're here, doesn't mean our duty is any less than that of our soldiers. By me being up here tonight, I have drawn my sword and I've joined the battle. And now I ask each and every one of you to pick up your sword and you enter the war. A famous statesman once said, the only thing necessary for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. And for those of you who think you can't do anything, he added, no one made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could only do a little. So what can we do? Well, none of us knows everything that's going on with the current events. So we can start by becoming better educated. And we can do that by attending our upcoming meetings. That's all it'll take. That's it. If you're from the 4th District, I want to talk to you. If you're from Union County, I want to talk to you. If you're from one of the other counties, I want to talk to you. Remember what Napoleon said. 10 men shouting makes more noise than 10,000 sitting in silence. Since this is a Lincoln Day dinner, I want to leave you with some words that he said during the war. He said, the question isn't whether God's on our side. The question is, are we on God's side? Remember, we are at war, and you've been called. For if you have not, the country that we turn over to our children will either be in the fading light of a dying day, or it can be in the bright beam of the new morning. Which tomorrow is it going to be? What will Union County become? What will our neighboring counties become? What will East Tennessee become? What will our America become? It all depends upon what we as individuals do here today. Remember my words. Come to our meetings. It's been an honor. Thank you.